Welcome, you're watching Vox News, your daily evening news with Rita Kamkumo. Our headlines today: Burundi's President-elect Evariste Ndayishimiye will be sworn in on Thursday following Pierre Nkurunziza's death on the 8th of June. President Cyril Ramaphosa condemns the recent surge in female homicides in South Africa as lockdown eases. Facebook is about to build a 37,000-kilometer transformative subsea cable to better connect Africa, a project that is already raising eyebrows. Our top story today: it is now official. Burundi's newly elected President Evariste Ndayishimiye will be sworn in on Thursday following the death of outgoing President Pierre Nkurunziza on the 8th of June, according to the government. The Foreign Ministry invited on Monday diplomats and international organizations to take part in the inauguration ceremony that will take place in the capital Gitega. This information comes after the Constitutional Court ruled last week that the ruling party's candidate in the general election should be sworn in without further delay instead of on the 20th of August as planned. In South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa condemned on Monday the sharp increase of femicides in the country reported since the government eased coronavirus restrictions, allowing people to enjoy greater freedom of movement. President Ramaphosa described as barbaric and acts of inhumanity the recent killings of women that have spiraled since the beginning of June. The president recognized that gender-based violence continues to plague the country and called for these crimes perpetrated by men to stop. The president's words come a week after the authorities found the body of an 8-month pregnant woman who had been stabbed hanging from a tree in Johannesburg. Last Friday, the body of another young woman was found dumped under a tree in Soweto.
Coronavirus is a disease that belongs to the virus's family.
It is a ball shaped with a little bit of spikes.
It's a virus that spreads through droplets.
If you get it, the chances of you dying like about 50 to 50%. But kids, the chances are like about 2%. Cause kids have a strong immune system, but some adults, they don't have a strong immune system. So that means when coronavirus gets you, the chances of you dying when you have a weak immune system, you'll surely die.
I am scared of the virus because I might get infected with the virus and then I could spread it to the people I live with.
It really kills, and I've heard on the news how many people it has killed, how many people are infected.
I'm not scared because I know I have a very strong immune system, and I've been taking vitamins since I was young, and I've been eating enough oranges. Like I mostly eat all of the oranges in the house. Well, the lockdown made my life boring, but then I entertained myself by watching TV and reading a few books.
Staying at home, not going outside to meet your friends, not going to see your family members. It was really boring for me.
I felt lonely because I was not able to spend most of the time with the people that I love.
In lockdown, for the first few weeks, it felt normal. But when we started online lessons, it really hit me that, yeah, I really need to go back to school. I need to play my sports. I need to do my things like a regular child.
Lockdown really inspired me to learn new things like cooking and baking. I can now bake a lot of things.
But it was a long break. Oh, and I really miss school. I missed it a lot.
I did a lot.
I missed school.
A lot.
I
missed learning. I missed my friends and all my teachers.
I missed my friends and my teachers and learning.
I missed my friends.
When I first saw my friends, I was happy that they're all okay. But when I heard that we can't even greet each other, it was not nice. Because I could not even greet them properly to show that I miss them a lot.
The only bad thing is that I don't get to hug my friends, talk to them the way I want to, and to communicate with my teachers the way I used to. I couldn't hug my friends and say hello, shake their hands, and it was very sad.
I'll be doing sports, I'll be laughing with learners, hugging, talking, but now we can't even touch.
The first time I came here, we had screening stations and then they checked our temperatures, and we always have to sanitize. Sanitizers and water and soap can be effective because when you put sanitizer, like you see that the coronavirus has a crown, like it has crowns and those dot things. Then when you put it, it shakes it. So if one cone comes out, that means all of the coronavirus will like break.
I think we'll get used to it because it's like the new normal.
When I saw the soldiers, I knew this was serious. We really need to stay home, and people need to follow the government because they know what they're doing.
Stay home, sanitize, and wash your hands, and don't go outside because lockdown is still there. Listen to the president, not all of them, but listen to them.
In Nigeria, the police reported on Monday a surge in cases of rape and domestic abuse of women in the country since the easing of the lockdown imposed to limit the spread of coronavirus. Inspector General of Nigerian Police Mohammed Adamu deplored a sharp increase in cases of gender-based violence, stating that from January to May 2020, the authorities recorded about 717 rapes across the country. The inspector added that police officers arrested 799 suspects. The country of nearly 200 million people has experienced a series of high-profile killings and rapes of women in recent weeks, sparking an outcry online and street protests that forced officials to take action. In Nigeria, doctors in state-run hospitals went on strike on Monday for an undetermined period. The National Association of Resident Physicians, which represents about 40% of the country's doctors, specified in a tweet that doctors treating patients with coronavirus will continue to work. However, some of them could join the movement if their demands are not heard within 2 weeks. Doctors in public hospitals are complaining about their welfare and inadequate protective equipment as the coronavirus has infected over 800 health workers since the beginning of the pandemic, according to the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. They are demanding efficient protective equipment and hazard pay for those working with COVID-19 patients and denouncing redundancies or pay cuts.
So today,
Facebook is planning to build a 37,000-kilometer transformative subsea cable to better connect Africa as part of a joint venture called 2Africa. For this new project, the social network is joining forces with other telecommunications companies such as China Mobile International, MTN, or Orange. According to the American company, the infrastructure that will be ready for use by 2024 will provide faster internet access and reliability to 16 African countries, including South Africa, Ghana, or the Democratic Republic of the Congo. However, it is worth questioning the issues involved in this project, particularly concerning the use of data that will be circulating through this channel. Several human rights organizations, including Internet Without Borders, believe that this cable project could be exploited for economic or even political intelligence purposes. Kemal Afanian, head of the West Africa division at Internet Without Borders, stated that it will be absolutely critical for African countries to impose a social control on the data that will be transiting through the channel.
Harka, what do you want to do? Imagine it. My name is Hafsa Yusuf. I'm a textile print designer and founder of Hafsa Studio, and I'm here today to teach a creative art workshop with the women from the community to engage them with their creativity and a way of expression. I'm from Somalia, so Somali culture we have such a vibrant, beautiful culture, and we have a rich history of textiles, art, and a lot of that after the war, a lot of that has been left behind. So we have it, so why not bring it back to the women here? We do these classes every week, so every Wednesday we have these classes, and it has been absolutely wonderful. The women really enjoy it, as you can tell in the class.
I came here tense and now I'm smiling, so I feel I don't want to go home.
It's put me in a positive mood, a little bit.
A lot of the women that I work with are elderly women from the community as well. Some of them have beautiful stories and just the beautiful personal stories that they haven't been able to share. Some of the women, they used to be weavers back home. Some of them used to do textiles, all handmade, and I think also, again, with my heritage, there's just so much history, there's so much textiles, there's so much skill that I think has been untold, hasn't been seen, and it's been untold. So this brings it back. So it's something very personal to the women, and as you could just tell, how they are today, it's like bringing them back to the skills that they had previously and the skills that they left behind, and just reconnecting. So it's just celebrating Somali culture through art, and really just bringing it out there.
In Senegal, a dozen of graffiti artists completed on Monday a mural in the heart of the country's capital, Dakar, that pays tribute to notorious Afro-descendants around the world 3 weeks after the infamous death of African-American George Floyd.
We didn't just want to paint a wall to say rest in peace George Floyd, but we wanted to send a strong message to the whole African nation, whether it's here in Africa or outside Africa. As Senegalese and grassroots Africans, we had this concern to make it clear, especially to these younger generations who are looking for a reference point, that there were others who were not afraid to sacrifice their lives so that we could live with dignity as African beings.
The wall tells the history of the African people here in Africa, in Europe, in the United States, and all over the world. In a way, it is to relate, to speak, to give back, to pay tribute to those who have marked Afro-descendants, to those who did something, those who made the ultimate sacrifice for the African people. We painted the Black Panthers who fought a legitimate fight to defend Afro-descendants. We painted Winnie Mandela who fought in South Africa to end apartheid. Malcolm X, Mam Cheikh Ibrahima Fall in the religious and cultural fields also contributed a lot to forge the Senegalese youth.
Qui a aussi contribué beaucoup à forger cette jeunesse sénégalaise-là en tant qu'être africain en fait.
I chose Kemi Seba because he is someone that inspires me personally. He is also a very influential Pan-African activist in the 21st century.
All graffiti artists of the Radical Bomb Shot Collective reject the victim posture and encourage all Afro-descendants to be proud of their African roots. That's it for today. Thank you for watching Vox News.